Yeah. I think we should play another trivia since that seemed to be a hit.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Let's get into some hot takes.
Let's some hot takes.
Spicy.
Rory McIlroy wins the Masters. Absolutely hyped.
So cute.
I wanted him to win.
Yeah, he's so cute.
He gets his first Grand Slam.
Which
Salami,
is baby.
The U.S. Open,
Yep.
British Open,
Yep.
the PGA Championship, and then the Masters. You have to win at least one of those, at least once in your career. Mm-hmm. And the most recent golfer to do that was Tiger Woods in like 2000. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, pop off, Rory.
Fun fact, that photo
Dude,
everywhere of him
fun
down on his
fact.
knees.
Yes.
Like obviously celebrating so
Like
if no one
disbelief.
Yes, if no one watched the Masters, he was ahead by like 8, I want to say Friday, Saturday. He was like leading it, and then Sunday was an absolute roller coaster. They went to extra holes, and then thank God he gets it in, and he like drops to his knees, and it was just like the most like cinematic photo op. And our own King Griffey Jr. was the one who captured that photo.
Insane.
Yeah, so cool. He took off
Legend.
photography.
Mariners legend. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got into like photography after
I feel like we
retiring.
actually might have mentioned that last year or something.
because he takes them also at like college football games, I think.
Yeah.
And like last year of golf, he like is around town.
Yeah. I think
Ken
it was
Griffey, I'm in the Hall of Fame now. I'm also a professional
I
photographer.
think it was the Masters last year.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah. And he got his credentials to do the Masters again this year, and he got
so
that
cute.
iconic shot. Yeah. Super cool.
He's so cute. Man of many talents.
Yeah. You know what was also cool too? Everyone's talking about on the internet that when that happened, I mean, so obviously the golden rule at the Masters is no phones. And so all of those photos, it's like everyone in the stands are focused on that.
I know.
And no phones. And it's
so cool.
And there's a lot of like parallels between that and then when LeBron became the all-time scorer in the NBA, and every single photo was just everyone with their phones up. Obviously, like, it's different. Like, you can't compare golf and basketball and somebody winning the Masters compared to the greatest NBA player becoming the all-time
What if you
scorer.
like, couldn't use your phone now?
Isn't that crazy, though? And then I saw somebody make a comment where it was like, okay, but like, would you rather, like, rewatch on your phone like a basketball clip or like a golf clip? And I was just kind of like, well, I mean, I feel like that's kind of depending on who it is. But most people would probably go for the NBA, I'd assume. I feel like golf is very in the moment.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know. I thought it was so cool that those photos had no phones.
To see one professional sporting game, basketball, football,
right?
Something
With no phones.
With no phones.
Yeah,
it'd be so sick.
That was
it would
cool.
be like going to a comedy. Show.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go see like Kevin Hart, it's strictly no phones.
You cannot use your phone.
Yeah.
I think in this day and age, it's like a crazy concept.
It is.
But like, it probably sounds so silly and dumb to like the older generations. But I mean, that's just how life is these days. We're attached to our phones.
Sick.
But it's
that's
super
why our brains
cool.
are. That's why we have to call the doctors.
It's so cool to see
I
that,
did
though.
it at Kevin Hart, though, and I had my phone in the little, like, sleeve. They give you these, like, little security sleeves that you have to put them in, and then my alarm was going off.
Oh, no.
And I couldn't get it off because you can't open the thing.
That's, like, my nightmare.
Yeah, I had
Everyone's
to run
looking
out
at you.
of the... Yeah, I had to run out of the aisle and, like, go to the little, like, security guys and, like, have them open it so I can turn it off. And
every time I go to, like, a ballet or something, I, like, double check my phone.
I know.
Like, 50 times. Yeah. I'm like, I can't be that dumbass.
Well, I've been to Kevin Hart a couple times, and the first time it was just, like, you put it away and you, like, get in trouble if you, like, take it out.
When we went to Kevin Hart in Arizona,
yeah.
I don't remember.
You just put it in your purse. But then when I saw him at Climate Pledge, like 2 years ago, it's more serious, and it's like you put it in like a security sleeve type thing. I was like, this is too much.
Yeah. A little detachment issue. I would be like trembling.
Dude, I would love like a week with no phone though.
I know.
Second hot take. We failed to mention this last week, but Alex Ovechkin, NHL player, I know, we know hockey, surpassed Wayne Gretzky as the all-time goal scorer with his 895th goal on April 6th.
Yeah. He did it in the same amount of games as Wayne Gretzky did, which the hockey gods cooked
I know,
with
that is insane. And he has like some time left. Not like a lot.
Yeah.
Let me say something. All you rappers out there that listen to this.
Okay. Hella.
No, there's probably hella. They probably won't stop. Like, give me some new hockey material.
Facts.
Because don't get me wrong, I love Wayne Gretzky. But I'm telling you all, listen to so many rap songs. Any mention is a Wayne Gretzky mention.
No, yeah, they gotta add Ovechkin now.
Yeah, like let's do something else. Even in Nokia, the latest Drake song, it's a Gretzky reference, and I'm like, respect. Yeah. But like, there's other.
Now we gotta move on. We got a new man in town.
I dare you to incorporate Ovechkin in your song. I dare
you to rhyme that with some shit.
I
know I can't. That's why I'm not rapping.
No. But Gretzky's in like every rap song. You ever like Tyga? I know has done it. Like Ice and Gretzky.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'll cook up some bars with Ovechkin.
Oh. Will she?
Yeah.
Will
Got me itching. Call me Ovechkin. What was that?
Dude, got me itching is insane. Why is that even a term? Why is got me itching a term?
I don't know.
Like I'm itching.
And I'm not itching.
I'm itching to do that.
Oh, I'm itching to see the Mariners. I'm itching to be at T-Mobile Park. You're just itching.
Why? Why I don't know. Saying? That's, I mean, it's totally right. That is the saying, but why?
There's so many funny phrases. I remember my mom would always say bitchin'. And I'm like, first of all, hippie, cool, slow your roll. But like, bitchin'? That's bitchin'.
That's bitchin'.
I might bring that back.
I might bring that back.
Yeah, no, that's kind of bitchin'.
That's kind of bitchin'.
Oh my god. Okay, well shit. On to the NBA.
Yeah, let's get into the Seattle Supersonics.
Stop. Funny, our friend Taylor,
I did
pitcher
like
for
that
the Mariners.
Story.
He posted on his story, and he's down with the Rangers at the moment. So the Rangers are playing in Oklahoma City, and obviously that is where the quote unquote Sonics are.
Yeah,
and it looked like a pretty bare bones city.
Yeah,
pretty lackluster.
Oh my god, it looks like a prison.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the scene of like a zombie, apocalypse movie.
I Am Legend. I just rolled through there. Yeah.
Yes, Taylor was the last man standing.
No, like the zombie, like Will Smith is about to come out.
And he was walking by the arena, and he was like, "You're telling me this is where like the Sonics left Seattle to come play here? Like this arena looks like a jail. Like no, thank you."
It was disgusting.
Yeah, and then Tyler Lockett actually quote tweeted. Somebody posted that video on Twitter. Tyler Lockett quote tweeted it and said, "Taylor just sent it to me today actually, and I was dying." And Tyler Lockett goes, "Whoa now. True Thunder fans support no matter what. Also, we're getting a new arena." And I'm like, Tyler Lockett, baby. Yeah. I'm like, baby boy, I love you, Tyler Lockett. But like, here's the thing. There's no such thing as true Thunder fan.
Yeah, no, you've been
you guys are Steelers.
Existed for that long.
Like, please.
And like, don't be bitter because Seattle traded you.
And don't also admit it, but that didn't look cute.
No, it did not look cute. There was like no color on the walls.
Somebody it was just like
up the OKC
death. There was
arena,
one big building, one big skyscraper. Oh, a whole bunch of thunder rolled through there and absolutely destroyed the city. Anyways, play-in games start today and tomorrow. I'm still kind of like this play-in tournament situation.
Yesterday and
no, today. Oh, well, yeah, I guess when this drops.
God, we've been doing this a year. It's not your best trait.
Well, if you asked me what the date was today, I wouldn't know. I've never known what the hell the date is.
That's so true, though. The only reason why I'm so good at dates is because I literally schedule for my job. So I always am looking at dates. And so, like, I could tell you, like, the 24th is next Thursday.
Oh, yeah, nope.
You know what I mean?
No shot.
But without doing that every day, I would not.
I remember even in, like, elementary school, you know, when you're doing your worksheets every day and you always put the date. I remember every single day being like, what's the date?
Yeah.
Like, bro, yesterday was the 14th. Today's obviously the 15th. Yeah. Like, add 1.
Yeah.
Bimbo.
So when this episode comes out, the games will have already begun.
Yes. For the East, the number 8 Hawks play the number 7 Orlando Magics. Orlando are 5.5 point favorites. For the West, the number 8 Memphis Grizz plays the number 7 Golden State Warriors. Golden State are 7.5 point favorites.
Okay.
Steph, and the Warriors are 0-3 in the 3 play-in tournament games that they've played.
Not a vibe for them?
No.
Which is weird.
But they do have Jimmy Butler, who is Jimmy, quote-unquote,
Buckets.
playoff Butler.
Yeah, and they're, like, supposed to be, like, clutch.
Yeah. So, I mean, the game the other day that was between them and the Clippers, I think went into OT. That was determining either the 5th or the 8th seed, and Clippers ended up winning, so they're the 5th seed. Warriors dropped down to the 7th. And, I mean, it was a good game. I think the Warriors would have
I'm not betting against the Warriors.
No.
Like, we've said this before. I'm not betting against Steph Curry. Like, I'm just not.
No.
Like, I'm not.
Absolutely not.
No. He could be in the locker room hurt and huck up a 3.
Well, actually, I think he is hurt about something, and same with Jimmy Butler. They both got something going on, but they're not on the injury report, obviously.
Yeah, no, because they're locking in.
What the Helly? Wednesday, on Wednesday, that'll be
yesterday.
Done and over with. The East, the number 10 Heat play the number 9 Chicago Bulls. Chicago are 1.5 point favorites. And then in the West, the number 10 Mavs play the number 9 Sacramento Kings.
Wow.
Sac is 4.5 point favorites.
Go Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go Sac.
I'm with Zach LaVine and the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't want any sort of justice for Nico Harrison.
I definitely don't either.
Because to come out, Nico Harrison, general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, to come out this week and say that you have no regrets over the Luka trade is wild.
Like, obviously you can't sit up there and be like, oh, yeah, I regret it. But I just, having that kind of attitude, I feel like is insane.
Right. I get standing like 10 toes down.
You got to stand on business.
But like, also, like, even if someone worded the question as in, like, do you regret it? Like, I would, like, redirect. Like, are we not doing PR training?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I would be like, you know, like, losing him was really hard. Like,
yeah,
you know, like,
it wasn't an easy decision. It'll be something that we see play out. And then I think
that, nope, don't regret it.
Yeah, because, like, are you joking? You don't.
Right.
You haven't slept a single night since.
Right. You have security around your house so you don't get shot.
Exactly.
At home. Like, what are we?
And I saw also too that he had mentioned, like, the Dallas Mavericks are focusing on defense. Like, that's like the number one thing, and like which I feel like is also just another stab at Luka, because when they did trade him, they did make a comment that he wasn't great on defense. Yeah. And like he's basically a fat lard and couldn't defend.
Calling Luka Doncic a fat lard is insane. I don't know if it's the yellow, but he looks thinner in LA.
Facts. Well, he's probably on Ozempic.
No, wait, right when he got there, I was like, did he lose 10 pounds? I'm not even joking.
They were like, oh, we got this LA dog down the road.
Did you go to Erewhon?
He probably eats at Erewhon now.
Yeah,
totally.
Is it Erewhon or Erewhon?
I think it's Erewhon.
Like, I give a fuck.
I don't fucking know.
No, but I did just see a little story.
No, I'm not going there.
One of their little, like, juice bars in one of them. Again, we obviously don't have them, so we don't know. Wouldn't go there anyways. But one of their little, like, juice bars in one of them, like, closed down because it had, like, a roast infestation. I'm like,
oh, yum.
Yeah, I was like, I bet.
For their $45 juice?
I was going to say the drinks coming out of there were, like, $50.
Fuck that.
With a side of roast shit.
Little extra protein for ya. We don't do protein powder. What the hell?
This is rodent shit.
What the helly?
God, I was like, that's crazy for a bougie store.
No, that's crazy. Okay, and then on Friday, the East and the West 8th seed that's who's going to determine who plays the Cavs and the Thunder, which are the 1 seeds of the East and West.
That is sickening.
So, yeah. And then the actual playoffs start Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Saturday, get lit.
The East, we've got Pacers versus Bucks.
Okay.
Damian Lillard is out for the start of playoffs.
Yeah.
A blood clot?
A blood clot.
That doesn't sound great.
No, it sounds super concerning.
Yeah,
Damian Lillard out with a blood clot. I just want to reemphasize that because you know, I'm like, not a twisted ankle there. I've heard that it's gotten better, but like I don't know how quick you're allowed to come back from a blood clot.
Isn't that why somebody stopped playing?
Yeah, blood clots are like severe.
Yeah.
Like, because you can't necessarily know when it's going to come. You know what I mean?
Also,
again,
too,
I'm not a doctor, obviously. As we've confirmed in this episode.
No, we're giving no medical advice, obviously.
Zero.
That goes without saying. But, like, as the Bucks organization, you're not, like, rushing him because, I mean, I don't know. I forget what seed the Bucks are, but, like, the odds of winning it are slim.
Yeah, like, I guess I'm just, like, how do you rush a blood clot healing? Like, I don't think you do, but I'm sure whatever technology there is to help with one, he's receiving.
Oh, for sure.
He's getting top of the line
for
clearage.
Sure. I
failed even donating blood the other week, so, I mean.
It ain't for the weak.
No, it wasn't, you know, I'm great. I have great blood. It's been used.
Great blood.
Well, it's my last donation.
You should put that on your Hinge profile.
I have great blood. I just have small veins. So because you know what they don't talk about enough is when donation clinics like come to your work and stuff.
Yeah.
They bring like, bless them because everyone needs to train, but they bring like students that are like training.
Yeah.
They have a hard time poking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember one time I was getting blood work done at the doctor's office, and this poor little intern, I don't know what he was. He was, that's not obviously an enjoyable time for me.
No.
And I was, you know, naturally I use humor to cope with how I'm feeling. And so I'm just like trying to crack jokes with this poor little med student.
And he could not find your
vein. He was allergic to a laugh. And I was like, come on, brother. Like, this ain't fun. Like, can we make this a little less serious? Dude. And the room that I was in was like this small little room. It looks like a jail cell. And I'm like trying to get my blood work done. And I can't get a fucking joke out of this guy. No. And I'm like, dude.
You like laugh with me.
Come on. No, a pity laugh? Too.
I was getting kind of like anxiety. But shout out to Bloodworks Northwest because their shit was popping. And my blood was used at Tacoma Hospital.
Awesome.
Hospital in Tacoma, yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Anyways, so I'm not really sure how you get rid of a blood clot, but
yeah, I don't know either.
Please don't rush him back.
Yeah,
because we don't need that.
I mean, like if it was like the Celtics or like the Thunder, like, you know, number 1 seed locks actually have like a very high chance of winning it all.
I don't like it.
And then also still in the East, we have Pistons versus Knicks, which I'm excited for that series because the Pistons are.
No, we're going for the Pistons.
Yeah, super cool.
Take down the Knicks.
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons.
And then on Sunday in the East, Cavs versus TBD, and then Celtics versus Hawks or Magic. So, determined. On Saturday in the West, we start off with the Clippers versus Nuggets.
Okay.
A lot of people have the Clippers, like, potentially in the finals. You do?
No. I was just a question for you.
Okay, yeah, I was very confused.
Yeah, who's coaching the Nuggets?
Couldn't tell ya.
Okay. This is like weird to have them on the playoff schedule and no coach.
Dude, I mean, like,
it's got to be an interim, I guess, but Jokic's brother, like, I don't know, put him in.
By the way, that guy is terrifying.
No, terrifying. Like, I'm sorry, but if I fired a coach that Jokic is, like, friends with and then, like, I'm scared. Also,
I'm mortified.
Him and Nico Harrison.
I was gonna say, hopefully that they got the same reference for some bodyguards.
Yeah.
fuck having that guy on my back.
No, he looks terrifying.
I watch him be like the nicest, most sweetest guy.
Oh, he probably is. So stereotypical of us. We're like, you look rude.
Okay, well, he does.
No, he looks like he'd eat you.
He looks like he might live in a swamp. Respectfully.
A nice swamp.
Yeah, a nice swamp. I mean, his brother's rich, so, like, it would be a nice swamp. Get out me swamp. Okay, next in the West, starting Saturday, Lakers versus T-Wolves.
Lakers, led by Bronny Jr.
He wishes. I'm hyped for that just because Ant Edwards versus
the world.
Luka and I guess that guy LeBron.
Yeah, like LeBron. You ever heard of him?
He's kind of minuscule in the league.
Yeah.
No-namer. And then in the West, starting Sundays, the Thunder versus TBD. And then Rockets versus Grizz or Warriors. Whoever wins that matchup. Okay.
I'm into it.
Yeah. So series are set almost.
Is Like Mike on like any streaming platform?
I beg your friend's pardon? I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I just thought about that on the way here.
You were listening to fucking basketball.
Yeah. Bow wow. Didn't realize that Fabulous was in that song.
The only reason I know that is because we did that on the trivia and I had to look up the artist.
Anyways, I should look that up. But this is like, get me into the, NBA spirit.
This is a fun time in sports because this is, I feel like, when everyone taps into basketball, people who don't watch the whole season. This is when the NBA comes alive, is the playoffs. I mean, we get 7-game series.
Yep.
It's
often too long.
Yeah, I kind of wish that this first round was like 3 or 5.
Absolutely.
I think 7
we've said that, and I will say it again. It's too much.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because then people get into it, and then it drags out too long, and then people are like, the playoffs are still going.
Well, I mean, like, when is the championship? I feel like it's like beginning of June.
Let me look that up. Let's talk about this little team called the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That just fired their head coach.
Yep.
But
Mike Budenholzer is out after his first year.
1 year. We did say that maybe you fire him and you keep Devin Booker, Kevin Durant.
Hopefully.
We, first of all, were Monty Williams stans.
Oh my God, I've been saying
So we didn't know why they fired him.
Should have kept him.
Obviously. Because then after that, you fired the next two.
So they have fired.
We hated the one after. What's his name? The old Lakers coach?
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Mike Vrabel. Vogel.
Hated him.
Mike Vogel?
I don't know.
I think that's it. Frank Vogel. There we go. Frank.
Even looking at his
God
name.
God forbid we forget the name Frank.
His name and then his face. You look at that and it was like, we're not winning.
And it was coming off the Lakers bubble win. Come on. No, we are Monty Williams stan. I know that he could have done a little better with time management, player management in the finals. However, I don't think that was worthy of firing. It's not
we made it.
Yeah, exactly. And he seemed, I mean, obviously we don't know, but it seemed like the players liked him, liked playing for him. He was what do you mean we don't know? Respectable. I mean, A couple times that we was in the locker room. I'm kidding.
I mean, we know some people.
Yeah, no, he was a very likable coach. And I think this day and age, which we've said multiple times, how coaching turnover is a huge issue in the league, that like if you have a coach that's respectable and players liked playing for him and they're not a bad coach, why the hell are we getting rid of them?
No, right. And we're not even making the playoffs. The Suns are the only team not in the playoffs, the play-in, or the draft lottery.
Disgusting.
And they will owe this fool $10 million over the next 4 years.
He doesn't even need a coach.
He's getting money still from the Bucks, I believe, as well. So I'm pretty sure he's getting double whammy for 2 employers that he's not employed with.
Yeah.
What are his taxes like?
Ooh.
Do we pay taxes, or is he too rich? Because I was just wondering why
I probably paid more than him.
No, I believe
that
I did.
Seems to be the thing.
I believe over this year I probably did as well.
Yep. Yep.
So that's unfortunate. I would just not coach.
No, I wouldn't.
What do you mean?
No stress.
You're paying me 10
mil. No stress.
By the way, the NBA championship is on June 5th.
See,
that's too long.
What is it right now? April?
That's too
mid-April?
long.
Oh my God, that's like 2.5 months.
Yes, this is the problem. Fans complain about this every year. It goes too long, and then you're over it by the time it gets to that point.
Exactly.
Because also, like, June, when you run into June, like, we're locked into baseball in June.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's hard to have a lot of people, especially in cities that, well, we don't have a team, but people still really love basketball here.
Yeah.
But we have such shit weather most of the year that once it gets sunny, like, we're outside. Like, watching, like, indoor sports is, like, a tough sell.
I feel like it really should have, I mean, mid-May.
Which is why we are a basketball city, everyone.
Yeah.
Because you play indoor sports here.
That's unfortunately very true.
That is why. I mean, I played softball here, and I had to travel every fucking weekend.
Yeah, exactly. No,
but that's why
true.
Seattle is so heavy. But yeah, you're talking June. You want me like inside watching?
I know.
Like
it's very, and especially because there's so many series, and so to have 7 games for all of those, it's like
it's too redundant.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not caring about the first 3.
So yeah. The Suns finished in 11th with a 36-46 record. Not great. There's going to be a lot of questions involving this organization, Kevin Durant's future with the Suns. Hopefully we keep Devin Booker.
Ooh,
and Bradley Beal, I hope that he packs his bags and walks out on his own because, maybe did he fleece us?
Yeah, no.
Shout out to his agent.
Is insane.
An ex-Sun, who I miss dearly.
Miss dearly, great guy, great human.
Yes, Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Playing for the New York Knicks at the moment. Has never missed an NBA game.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, he
has not missed a game since high school.
Yeah.
It's insane.
No, he's a grinder.
He even, Sunday or Saturday, whenever they played, he, like, even went in for, like, I don't know, tip-off or some shit and played, like, a minute, and then they took a timeout, and then he sat on the bench because they didn't need to play.
Okay,
but he literally wanted to keep his streak going. That is 556 starts. He was drafted in 2018. Here we go. In comparison, our favorite Joel Embiid has played 452, drafted in 2014.
What about, like, Zion?
Oh, God. I think he's maybe
like
played 20 minutes?
No. What about Ben Simmons?
20 minutes in a blown shoe.
What about Ben Simmons?
Probably right there with it.
I will say Devin Booker, God bless you. He played. This is so
up.
Kobe energy, but they were obviously out and not in the playoffs, but they still had another home game, and he played in it because he was like for fans to even.
Yeah,
come
they
out.
asked him. They were like, "What made you want to suit up?" And he was like, "For the fans. Like, who knows? You know, this could have been the only game they could have came to, and etc. And I wanted."
That's some Mamba energy.
Oh, that is so sweet. Yeah. Why do people hate him?
How could you hate him? First of all,
him and Jason Tatum are so just like
unbothered. I'm like, oh my God, problematic. A Kardashian. Yes. We hate him. Also, she's a Jenner.
Yeah,
if you really want to go there.
True. If you're gonna date any of them,
let
it be her. No, like they're both so unproblematic. They're good at their sports. They're the star of their team. And what the hell is the issue? What the Helly? What's the theme of this episode?
Oh, Jesus.
What the
hell? Okay,
Helly?
let's move on to the WNBA as the draft just took place and the ladies were shining. No real shockers.
Nope.
But I guess some good news if you're a Seattle Storm fan.
Yep, I am.
Yeah. No, I am too.
Paige Beckers, shockingly, went first overall.
To the Dallas Wings.
Yep, that was a given.
Yeah.
I think everyone knew that.
Just won the national championship, went first overall, UConn.
Yeah.
Like, we all knew that. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Next.
To be shocked in some things like that.
The Seattle Storm had the second overall pick and drafted guard. She's a France player. Dominique, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. Malanga, I think.
Second overall, out of France. She's being described as a female Wemby.
She is massive.
Yeah, she's 6'6".
Yeah.
She looks super athletic. I've watched her like highlight tapes and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Love that vibe. Also, I love going and getting someone random like that.
Same. And apparently it's mean, it's like a steal in the draft. Like, this was like a...
Well, steal? It's like we had second pick.
I know.
We should have picked that. What'd you think we were going to get?
Like, obviously we're getting someone good.
Yeah. That's rude.
Yeah. Also, in the third round, the Storm drafted Serena Sundell.
Okay.
Fun fact, her brother plays center for the Seattle Seahawks.
That's cool.
I know. He must be a connection. Third string or something, because I don't ever recall seeing Sundell on the field.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Maybe practice squad.
Yeah, but how fun. Brothers and sisters reunited in the Evergreen City.
In the PMW. Better wear flannel. Haley Van Lith was drafted by Chicago at number 11th. We highlighted her a few times this season. Obviously, with being drafted by Chicago, reunites her with Angel Reese, who she had played with for a year at LSU before then transferring to TCU. I am dying at this.
Yeah, a lot of like comments, narrative around this reunion isn't so positive, I'll say.
Yeah, what do we think? Do we think that she actually is excited about rejoining?
I don't know, because she had like a career worst year when
she was LSU. Horrible.
At
she
LSU.
Did horrible when she was at LSU.
Yeah. And a lot of the comments were basically alluding to the fact that like she's not excited to be back in that like toxic environment. I don't know. Obviously can't speak for her, and these are just naysayers on the internet, so you know, that's a crazy world. But you know.
Yeah, you don't want me to speak on it. I'm a fan of all women's sports.
Totally.
And players. Do I think some extra drama has come in from that neck of the Chicago woods? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, she's talking on her podcast recently about, like, sitting out this year.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we're going too far here.
And I think she went too far.
I think for Haley Van Lith, at least, again, very outsider perspective, but playing for 3 different teams in her college career, like doing this whole thing, right? Like LSU definitely, and then she like shocked everyone by then going to TCU. Like they weren't like in the championship the year before, like, you know what I mean? This whole thing. She like went through serious mental health battles.
Oh yeah.
Like insane. Like with after LSU and doing the Olympic 3x3 tournament. Yeah. She was really struggling with mentally, and so TCU was like so like kind of like not in the limelight,
right?
Not in the spotlight, not with these other stars that have these huge NIL deal like LSU did with Flage.
I think that like she genuinely just wanted to play basketball.
100%. And I think that why alluding to like her not being excited is that
now
noise,
we're going back into the limelight, and
that noise is back. Like she's gonna be in the limelight, obviously being in the WNBA, but she's with noisy players.
And like you said, Angel Reese and her podcast, like she's making a lot of noise with that, saying, you know, which I agree that women, the WNBA, of course, they should be paid way more. It is absurd how much less.
Right. But
that's a work in progress because the WNBA itself needs to make more money.
Facts.
And I mean, what, Caitlin Clark effect just happened last year. Like we gotta
give it some time.
Yeah, we gotta let it cook a little bit. And I just feel like that's all she is headstrong about. She also had Krishan or whatever the hell her name is on her podcast. And I'm like, what the hell does this girl have to do with basketball?
She has like a bunch of rappers on there.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we doing?
She's like very like in this the female rapper scene gang. So I think, yes, to our point of like Haley Van Lith, that's just like removing herself from all that, like playing for a team with like none of this, and then being drafted by Chicago,
back to exactly and being that shit. Yeah. So
wishing her the best.
Me too. Another just a little hee hee ha ha. Sedona Prince, who we mentioned, is facing sexual assault and abuse allegations. It is not a good look for homegirl. She did not get drafted.
Preach.
And she was also dragged by ESPN. I was watching the draft, and they like put a picture of her up top, and then they like started just saying everything that's been going on, and I was like, yo,
that's crazy.
But you know what? Like, I'm all for it because we do the same. We don't do it enough, actually, but we do the same for male athletes, male NFL players.
Yeah, if you are
I don't care, male or female,
and whatever,
exactly, male or female, like
whatever you identify with.
Yeah, exactly. And
if you're a criminal, you're a criminal.
Exactly. So I like that she's not just getting away with all of these allegations that she's going through, and just like gets to move on and get drafted by some team, like
and like live her best life.
Yeah, no. So, WNBA tips off in a month.
Okay, so let me.
So add that to our list.
Yeah,
along with the NBA finals going on.
Yeah, no, I'm laughing that we have the draft in April and we tip off in May, all while the NBA will have started playoffs.
Still in the playoffs.
Still be going in the playoffs.
Still not even to the finals.
Not even.
Yeah.
Not
quite
even
literally.
in the month that the finals is in.
Yeah.
That's insane.
First Storm game is May 17th at the Phoenix Mercury.
Okay.
And then their first home game is May 23rd versus the Phoenix
What kind of people
Mercury.
go to the Storms game?
What
kind of people go to the Storm games?
I don't know, but we need to go.
No, we absolutely need to go.
We will find out.
I just remember when we were in Phoenix and I worked for the Mercury and the Suns, and it was a very different crowd.
Oh, yeah.
For the two.
Yeah, and we're in Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be fun, but I just am so curious. I haven't gone to enough Storm games, but like,
me neither.
WNBA fans are like,
very, very
in it.
Okay, moving on to some MLB.
Let's do it. The
Seattle Mariners just came off a hot homestand. 5-1, baby. We just waxed the Texas Rangers.
Yep.
Yeehaw, Meemaws. And took 2 out of the 3 Houston Astros. Or is it 3 out of 4? Can't do math. No, it's 3. 2 out of 3.
Yep.
We were hitting the ball.
Oh, lots of hits.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Torpedo bats,
baby.
I'm sorry, but those rush
We rush shipped them.
Cal has hit a home run with every game he's been using one.
Yep. He's had 3 games in a row with home runs. So clearly they're working. Julio claims that it felt funky. He didn't like hitting with it.
Yeah, because it might result in a hit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I don't know about that.
No, it doesn't
that
feel
feels
right.
funky. Me on base? That feels funky.
Like, okay, if it don't feel right, then we get in the cage and we're practicing.
And then that
more
means
reps
something.
pre-game.
But I mean, he actually did pretty good. They had a fire comeback win on that Wednesday.
Yeah.
That game was
insane.
Yeah.
Grand salami. It's like, we're just hitting the ball.
Dude, yeah. Randy Rosarena basically brought it back with a grand slam. And then a couple innings later, he wins the game by getting a walk. So.
Love that.
That was fire. They were just fun to watch, low-key.
Yeah.
Saturday was like the most easiest game to watch.
Yeah.
9-2. We only had 1 home run. I don't even... What?
Yeah.
You were there. You can speak on that.
I was there. I was in the action. I was basically on the field.
No, your eyes were not on the field.
Why?
They were elsewhere.
No, they weren't. They were on the field, locked into the baseball. It was insane though, because I was in Edgar's and like, yeah, to your point, there was like balls flying.
Oh yeah.
There was shit going on.
Yeah.
There was hits and then there was,
eyes up,
hot
baby.
dogs from heaven. My eyes were up. So a ball came in in Edgar's. I was like, whoa.
Just as we were saying last week.
A Rangers fan got it, but I was like so having a good time, and I was messaging Ari like all these photos that she didn't use.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Like every photo you were sending me, I was just zooming in to see if I recognized
I know. I was
anyone.
like, I'm sending you these so you have content. I didn't post one thing on my story, but I've been there. Why? Like, I was just living.
She was being sneaky.
No, I wasn't being sneaky. I was just being 30, flirty, and thriving. You know what I mean?
Should.
But I was sending them to you strategically for content.
Totally.
And I was like, I don't care about my story, but I gotta send them to my business partner.
Thank you.
You know, and she didn't post any.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyways, that was a great game. I was bummed I wasn't at it.
No, I'm pissed at you.
Yeah, I was texting you. I was like, damn, this is a lit game to be at.
I had FOMO for you.
Yeah, I did. Julio is batting now at 210. Cal's leading the team with 220. Polanco is the RBI and hits leader. And then JP Crawford is our on-base percentage leader.
Loving that.
The relief pitchers this homestand were absolutely on fire.
On fuego.
1.78 ERA in 25 and a third innings. So love that. Mm-hmm. That was very, very nice to see because sometimes, the relief pitchers are really hard to trust.
It's really shaky out there. It's shaky in the boots.
Yeah. So next up we are playing the Cincinnati Reds.
Yep.
Couple games.
This weekend they'll play in Toronto. Boo. I was like looking up, the schedule, being like, should we go this weekend? Because it's gonna be so sunny. And then I was like, should we go to Toronto? You know what I mean? Like, no.
I wish that we traveled
the way they do.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, that's on the other side of the country.
We'll talk about that whenever they come, but the way Toronto Blue Jays fans travel to Seattle is the worst thing.
Which, I guess I understand because as Canadians, that's their team. So, everyone from
facts.
The west side of Canada
live in
comes
Vancouver,
down.
It's way easier to get to a Mariners game than to get to a Blue Jays game.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's just I mean, they have buses and shit that shuttle them on down here. It's a home game for them. It's insane. Mm-hmm. I wish that we could infiltrate their stadium.
We need to be more like? The Detroit Pistons.
Hell yeah.
Because I read that they limited their ticket sales for their games to
you have to be in those restricted area codes.
Yes.
Which I think actually a lot of teams do that for
But the
playoff
Mariners do
games.
not do that because a lot of fans have complained about the amount of tickets that get sold to these opposing teams to where actual local Mariners fans can't come. Yeah. It's literally seas of Blue Jay fans in there.
It's embarrassing.
We got to give our team a little bit of a chance and not make it an away game.
The facts. Exactly. Hello. What? The advantage is supposed to be your
up and stop being greedy with your money.
Well. And then we play the Boston Red Sox and then they'll be back home next Friday. So.
Perfect.
We'll miss you when you're gone.
Next weekend then.
Other news in the league, Aaron Judge is still Aaron Judge, and he's leading the league in our on-base percentage.
Yep.
And slugging percentage as well. So he's obviously, like we said, a robot. He's a monstrous human being. Mm-hmm. Definitely AI. Totally. Somebody built him in a lab.
Absolutely. There's no other option.
No, yeah. Because for those who don't know, the slugging percentage is essentially a measurement of that player's power, extra bases. So you're not just hitting singles. Yeah,
no. What's the Mariners looking like?
I don't. You know what? This is sometimes when I'm going through our notes and research before our episodes, I'm like, these little things come in my head and I go, you know what? We're having a good day. The sun is shining. I'm not going to go look at that.
No, I don't think we need to.
No, after this homestand, I might look at it. But before that, there's no shot.
No, let's just let it be.
Yeah. We're just going to ride that we got back to 500. Hey. We back to mid, baby. We back to mid.
We love a mid Mariners team in April.
And then also Aaron Judge was named Team USA captain for next year's World Baseball Classic.
He didn't play last year. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Mark DeRosa.
Japan won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a thing. That was cracking me up. That they were, because it was it was something about Judge being named captain, and then people were like, wait, why not Ohtani? And I'm like, no way. There's no way. You guys. He doesn't play for USA.
Ohtani
Hello?
has a translator. Go speak to him. Remember his translator, y'all?
I was just going to say, remember the translator?
That's probably why people forget that he had a translator, because he's now sitting in prison.
He's locked up behind bars.
So that Ohtani can go win World Series.
Yes, dude.
Bring that back. Let's open that case, because that case is cold, and I don't think it needs to be cold no more.
No, it's still piping hot.
No, it's like signed, sealed, delivered. No. Like he's in jail. But I'm like, no.
No, he took the blame, and I don't care.
Yeah, because once he gets out, Ohtani will give him his money for the rest of his life.
Exactly. No, he took the blame. Argue with a wall.
Yeah. No, you will never. You could present me like a plethora of evidence.
Oh, you could do a 10-page slideshow, a 45-page
of why
textbook,
like Ohtani didn't
research
know.
findings.
No, I won't believe a damn word.
Cap. No shot. I ain't buying any of it. Mark DeRosa, the team manager for the USA team, did call Mike Trout because there was a lot of talk about Mike Trout being the captain. And kind of just asked him, like, his opinion, if he can have permission to let Aaron Judge be the captain. Yeah. And he said he's the one. I mean, like, what do you say? No. I'm him.
I'm a little shocked by that.
Yeah.
Mike Trout's been hurt for the last 12 years.
I know. I was a little...
I mean, genuinely, great guy, but I'm serious. Like, we've talked about Mike Trout for years. Like, sold to the Anaheim Angels. Now, LA Angels or whatever the hell you are.
I don't know what the hell they are.
Like, you're some Angels team that's never going to win.
Yep.
And, like...
They're leading our division right now, and it's like when the Arizona Cardinals are leading like, in football, like our division. When the Cardinals are leading, we're like, okay, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, you won't be there.
I hope to God that does not bite me in the ass come September. But
but bro, he's had like season-ending injuries for the last like 5 years.
I mean, it's sad,
super sad. But I wouldn't be like, oh, he's still our captain. He's still our captain. Like what?
No, especially when you have someone like Aaron Judge.
I mean, he's a great family man, but like I don't think that correlates to slugging percentage.
Not quite.
Okay, as the NFL draft approaches, let's talk a little football because it's been making crazy headlines.
Yeah, I mean, all we know is Cam Ward's going number one.
Number one, easy. I think we can all agree that Shedeur Sanders will not be going number one. And can we finally get off that train?
You know what? I was listening to ESPN earlier today, and I don't remember who was on TV, who came on. But he had brought up a good point, which I agree that this is like one of the only times that the number one draft pick, that assuming that's how it's going to go, is barely being talked about.
No, never.
Anywhere. And his story, I mean, obviously I'm a little biased because Cam Ward played for Washington State, but I'm also a little pissed off that he left. However, I get it. But he is literally from our Incarnate Ward, wherever that is. Like, that's where the Cougs picked him up from. Like, he was undrafted out of high school, went to Incarnate Ward, and then went to play at Wazoo, and then Miami. Like, his journey is so cool. Right. He's about to be the number one pick.
This is why I hate this mainstream media.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, we're not talking about Cam Ward at all.
You're overshadowing me with the not national champion Colorado Buffalo.
Bro, I'm like put a fucking sock in it.
So, Shedeur Sanders, the most talked about.
Shedeur.
I like Shedeur.
I want to say it like that.
Yeah, I'm going to call it. So, Shedeur is working now. It seems fake, but anyways. He's been working out with the Giants, which, golly, add him to a quarterback room with Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Danny DeVito.
Tommy Cutlets! No, this is a sitcom.
No, it's
not an NFL team.
It's a joke, but it would be hilarious because his whole like, what's that?
Aura.
Yeah, like his aura would be diminished when you go join that quarterback room. I'm like, I can't even take you seriously.
No, I know.
Yeah, he's spending a lot of time there. The Saints are also now interested in him with Derek Carr potentially being hurt again this season. Like, I don't know. Too much eyeliner?
No.
Like, I don't... eyeliner?
His shoulder's tired. No, like, genuinely. Like,
Poke
did he go wakeboarding? Like...
Dude,
because you just signed a fat contract a couple months ago. And then you get her? What are we doing?
Derek Carr's had a weird last 5 years.
Totally.
And then to cap off... two things, actually, on this. With Tweedledee and Tweedledee. I'm sorry. They're not dumb. Just a little. They're not dumb at all. That's
No.
rude. But, like, they keep putting these two together, and I'm like, give it up.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter's jerseys now will be retired at Colorado.
For what? For what?
For what? For what?
Okay, I don't mean to be
For coming to the program?
I don't mean to be a hater. They are great athletes. I'm excited for them to see where they get drafted to. I'm excited to see what they do in the league. Not diminishing them as players whatsoever. However, retiring your for what?
No,
Is this a participation trophy?
No, obviously.
You guys didn't win shit.
I know that I believe that since they joined Colorado, Colorado was the most winningest team that they had been since they've been.
I mean, they've done a lot for that program.
They did the same at Jackson State. Like, they were the most winning. So I get that. Like, that's great.
No, yeah.
Like, but, like, new quarterbacks and receivers come to teams all the time and become the new. It just wasn't portrayed the way that this was because, you know, like, Deion Sanders and the whole thing. But I'm sure, like, you know, your Clemsons and your Joe Burrow and right? They played for LSU.
LSU.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like when like Joe Burrow's at LSU with like all them, and like I'm sure like teams have broken the like win records for your teams.
I'm also like, wait, let's wait maybe until like they maybe win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or like do something very
like college
big.
Wise, what did we do?
We didn't win.
I mean, Travis Hunter maybe being a Heisman winner.
Yeah. Yes. But like,
so like maybe, but I don't think every Heisman winner gets their jersey retired, do they? I don't know, but maybe I could see that.
And
why is this like a double duo? Like this duo just ran through the nation.
No,
like,
I don't know.
Make it to the playoffs.
And like I know that they did a lot for that program, especially like we know being in the Pac-12. Like Pac-12 got
changed this shit.
Zero recognition ever in the college football world. That's a known fact. So for a program like Colorado to absolutely flip all of that around and become a very well-known school in the college football world is super cool what they've done, obviously. But hello, Deion Sanders. You're the coach. You're still the coach. Like, I'm sure you're going to do some more shit.
Is it just because, like, a Deion Sanders' son won't be the quarterback? Like,
exactly.
That's where I'm like, watch them, like, win the conference next year. Now what? Were you retiring his jersey?
Like, you guys didn't even get into, like, the first time
12 team playoff, and we're getting our jersey retired. Maybe justice for Travis Hunter, but this is where I have a bone to pick with Travis Hunter.
No, that's too much for me.
I have a bone to pick with Travis. Are you seeing the latest?
Love picking bones. Does it have to do with girly pop?
No. It has to do with himself.
Oh, yes.
He is now saying that he will not play football.
Ever again.
Ever again. Not one day in his life. Lies. He will not play football again if an NFL team does not let him play on both sides of the ball. Travis Hunter notoriously played offense and defense in college, which every NFL scout, coach, analyst, ex-player has all said, like, it would be really hard for that to take place in the NFL. And you kind of have to pick. But I've seen him on podcasts. He's been like, nope, I'm doing both. And like, I still feel like you think that, but like once you get drafted and a team's just kind of like, like, are you really going to be like?
Yeah. I mean, to say that before even being in the NFL, I think is kind of crazy. Because the jump from college to pro is insane. I mean, hello.
The size of players you're playing with.
Yes.
The speed of the game. Like, what if you go play one game and then you're kind of like, damn, I'm like low-key gassed.
I'm gassed.
But now you've stood so far on this business. You've like drawn a hole in the ground because you've like literally will not give this up. Then now what? So now are you gonna quit football yourself because you can't do both sides of the ball? Like, we're doing too much.
No, and I think that's why like it really depends on where he gets drafted. Like, I could see like a coach like Mike Vrabel at the Patriots who's like very grit, tough, kind of like, this is the way we're doing it, but also would maybe potentially give you the chance to play a couple snaps on both sides.
He's been like locking shit down there,
but
too.
It's like,
he's like, no phones, no hoodies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like he has to go to an organization like that where there is structure and like a very tough headstrong coach where it's like, this is how we're doing things. You're playing this. I want you to excel at this position, but also possibly like maybe give him the option.
Or does he want to go to like a Miami coach that would maybe let him do both?
Exactly.
That guy don't even know what the hell's going on.
That scares me, in all honesty, like playing both. Like, I just feel like you either play in the league for 10 years or you play both positions and you play for 3. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the league is called Not For Long.
Exactly. There's a reason.
It's like a 2 to 4 life expectancy.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like...
Player expectancy.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. But, I mean, ambitions, like,
no,
set your goals.
Is great. Like, confidence is great. But it's just giving Caleb Williams of, like, we're talking too much.
Yeah.
Just, like, let's not talk so much.
I just, like...
Let it play out.
Exactly. My thing is... I hate all of the talking continuously before a single NFL snap.
Bro. Yes.
Like, talk to me next year.
Every NFL player is like, okay.
We will be circling back next year. Yeah. I want you to play one single season. Please.
Yeah, and get
That's
your ass rocked.
That's all I ask.
A few times.
Yeah. And then last in the NFL, Jalen Milroe, Alabama's QB.
Yeah.
I had a meeting with the Seahawks today. And then also the Rams. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy work.
Yeah, no. Very crazy work.
Okay, speaking of football and the draft, next Thursday, Shaking Up the Game will be hosting an NFL draft party live.
Yep.
At Dino's Pub in Renton, Washington. Should we also preface that the draft starts at 4:30, so you'll see that event time listed as 4:30, but...
Draft starts at 5.
Okay, but we have it listed at 4:30.
Yeah, we're starting at 4:30.
Okay, but you could come later than that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think people are a little hung up on it being at that time and thinking, I'm not done with work, I can't get there at this time, so I'm not coming.
Oh, no, absolutely. You can come whenever you please. Skedaddle on out of the office and get your butt to Dino's.
Yeah.
It is a watch party, so the draft is obviously going to be going on. We're going to be doing bingo. I mean, so it's going to be like live going off of what goes on in the draft. It'll be fun. But we also, Mike Brown will be there, who is well known for his great lottery or raffle and silent auctions that he does. He's done them a couple times at Dino's. I've actually been there for one of his. Super fun. He always has great stuff. So he will also be there with us during the draft. He does have some fun notable items that I do want to mention. He has an autographed guitar by Mike McGrady, Pearl Jam. That's sick. And an autographed Witherspoon jersey.
Fire.
Love that. And an autographed Steve Largent jersey.
Fire.
And then also a set of 5 magazines with Ichiro on the cover, which now him being in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Probably worth a lot.
Yeah.
Super cool. So those are just a couple of like the notable items that are in the silent auction. But he also will be doing a raffle throughout the draft. A lot of fun stuff.
Yay,
so
it's coming up.
Yeah, next Thursday, 4:30 p.m. But if you can't make it then, just come whenever. It'll be fun. Good food, good drinks.
Good mood.
Good vibes. Good eats.
Good eats.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We got to lock in for that. Getting prepared. Things are coming.
Yeah.
Times are coming. Also be on the lookout for our next events. If you can't make it to this one, we'll be hosting some pre-Mariners game parties, aka just like little tailgate action for the Mariners game.
Kickoffs.
You know, as we do it, you can see how we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'll be a good time.
Lemon drop shots.
Duh.
Fuck yeah.
All right. See you guys next Thursday. And if not, catch you next Thursday.
Oh, yeah. Double whammy.
Wow.
Ooh, wee.
God, an episode will drop. And
God, you guys could listen to the episode on your way driving to Dino's.
You're lucky. That's so lucky of you.
Don't get too sick of us now.
No. All right. Love you guys.
XOXO.
Shakers.
Get this shit on my face.